centered. Teague Boyd scores. The Slashers' Joe Leo brings it out of the zone. Gets the shot on goal and he scores. Jake Helvey now with the puck, deep in the Slasher zone. He gets it on net and he scored. Jake Helvey takes it down the left slot, cuts to his right and shoots left. We got an old-fashioned shootout.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to D-League Radio and D-League Radio TV. I'm John Reichert. I'm joined today by Matt Whips. And Matt, we are here to call Game 1 of this afternoon's game between the number 1 ranked Reefers and the upstart Stampede. Both teams warming up on the ice now. We have a heck of a matchup, David versus Goliath in this case.
Well, it's a number 1 seed, like you said, the Reefers against the number 8 seed, the Stampede. Now, I find it interesting, of course, here in the second round, all 4 top seeds, of course, had last week off.
Right.
Whereas the other teams played last week, and I don't know, John, to me, I would rather be playing week to week to get into that rhythm. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I'd say the first half of the first period.
The Stampede barely squeaked by, winning 2-1 in a shootout against your team, the Blues, in what was a very good test of goalie matchups between Samantha Halston and Erin Inderlead. Halston comes out on top in the shootout. She's going to have a lot more action today with a full Stampede roster than she did last week with a short-benched Blues team. How do you see the challenge facing her today, and how is she going to handle it after a week of not so much hard work?
Yeah, I think in a way it might be a little easier because she's going to have a constant barrage, so to speak, of shots. She's not going to go those long periods without shots like she did against our team. So I think if she's square to the shooter, plays at the top of the crease to cut off the angles, and most importantly, controls the rebound, I think she'll be fine.
Brian Higgins is in net for the Reefers again this week, as he has been all year. Higgins having the best year of his D-League career. How do you see him coming into this game after the week off, as we were talking about?
Well, again, I think after the week off, it's going to be important for him to get action early. So if the Stampede can come in and get a couple shots, get him warmed up, I think he'll settle in just fine.
Teams are on the ice. Warm-up session is over, getting their final instructions from the captains. We have today's scratches brought to you by Band-Aid.
I like
For
it.
the Stampede.
For the Stampede.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry. Matt Thiele and a key scratch, Dylan Young, is out today.
That's a big blow.
That's a big one. And Nick Haynes is also out. So they got 3 big scratches out today.
For the Reefers, Ryan Nicholson and Justin Papian are both absent today. And interesting left, Trey Wade was healthy scratch this week.
Well, family comes first. I think that's what's going on there. I don't see him up in the press box, so I don't think he's in trouble.
I think he's actually just off of his game this week after spending a week laughing at certain videos found on the internet. But time will tell. We'll see if he's back next week. Trey, please hurry back. Oh, dear Lord, we miss you so. Teams are getting their final instructions. Referees are on the ice. We are getting ready to face off again between the number 1 ranked Reefers and the upstart Stampede. Stampede, their first season in the D-League. The Reefers, a staple in D-League since, they're 4 years now. And we are ready to start this one. This is going to be a good one. I'm excited to call this.
I am too, John. Just real quick, the Reefers lost 3 games all year. One of them was to the Stampede. So this is going to be a great matchup today.
I imagine a quick pace to this game, Matt. Both teams have skaters that can skate with a lot of speed and with a lot of skill. It's going to be up to the defenses to try and keep them wide.
I think the defense on both sides has their work cut out for them today.
In the Stampede zone, it's going to be Strathman up to DeSales. DeSales brings it up the left wing side, gains the zone, has Tim Young defended him. Young keeps him wide. He makes a move. Comes in on Higgins. There's a shot. Higgins makes the save and covers up. And just 25 seconds into this matchup, we get our first shot on goal from the Stampede. And Higgins had to be quick on that one.
Yeah, he did. And that's that early action he needs, I think, to get into the rhythm of this game. So in a way, I think they did him a favor.
Face off deep in the Reefers zone. One back by the Stampede. Comes back to Strathman. He tries a shot on goal. It goes wide. Pfeiffer's going to steer that into the corner. The Stampede will gather it in. Out to the point, but just beyond the reach of Strathman. And the Reefers will take over at center ice. It's going to be Austin Taylor coming in, gaining the zone. Being kept wide by Lee. Fans on his pass attempt. Lee gathers it in for the Stampede, looking to get it up and out with Chabak. Chabak back up to Lee. They gain the zone. Young able to make a move, but here comes Lee. He makes a shot and scores! A backhanded shot by Lee gets over the shoulder of Higgins, and on just the second shot of the game by the Stampede, they have a 1-0 lead.
And that was an incredibly strong move by Lee. And you don't see too many guys beat Tim Young one-on-one, but Lee just did it, and there's nothing Higgins can do. That was a perfect shot that beat him. And we're not even 2 minutes in, John. It's 1-0 Stampede.
1-0 Stampede. They took them almost the entire game to get a goal last week against Aaron Enderle, but they come out hot, taking the early lead. Back to Stageman at center ice, tries to hit Roberto. Puck flips up into the Stampede bench, and we'll get a stoppage in play. What a rush by Lee. I mean, Zach Lee come down that right wing side, got around the defenseman, Young, and was able to get that shot off. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and at first I thought he made a mistake because it looked like Chabak was going to take the puck, and they sort of were too close together. I thought, well, that's going to be easy for Tim to defend. But next thing I knew, Lee took that puck and just made an incredibly strong move across the crease, and it's 1-0.
So the Reefers showing signs of rust?
I mean,
we're very early into this game, but falling down to a 1-0 deficit early is sure to be an eye-opener after having the week off.
Well, you can go to sticking pucks and open skates, but there's no substitute for game action.
Velde gets the puck out of the zone. It's going to be taken by Stein. She gets that back over to her defensive partner, Schlitzer, who passes it over to an open wing, and the Reefers will recover. It's Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer tries to get around Coleman and does. Bothered by Andy Allen, who puts the puck back into the Reefers zone, where it's taken by Brandon Stageman. Stageman gets it into the zone. Velde and Roberto collide. Stageman takes a loose puck, gets back into the zone, tries to get into the high slot, but it's chipped up and out by Matt Coleman. Some players collide. No harm and no worse for the wear, but it's going to be Velde gaining the zone, gets around Allen, tries a shot. That's going to go wide of Halston. Roberto there for the rebound. It goes over into the far side corner, tries a pass. Schlitzer able to block that. Roberto on the far side tries a pass into the slot, but Stein's there for the Stampede to clear it up, not out. Roberto with the loose puck comes in on Halston. She steers it away. Velde will chase it down into the far corner. Tries a centering pass, but that hits some sticks and goes into the near side. Coleman will chase it down. Roberto back to Tim Young at the point. The Reefer assistant captain tries a shot that hits bodies in front that deflects wide. Travis Boyd throws his pass to the middle. Young there to get it off the rebound off the wall. His shot attempt again goes wide. Reefers with some good sustained pressure here, Matt.
Very good. Took them nearly 4 minutes to get their first shot on goal, but I think they're starting to shake that rust off we were talking about.
I think that goal against them was a wake-up call. They're responding pretty well to it. Cleared up and around the boards by Young. That's going to go to the length of the ice, and we will get an icing call on that with just 4.5 gone into this game. It's 1-0 Stampede right here on D-League Radio.
Well, John, like we said earlier, this is the number 1 seed versus the number 8, but I think you can kind of throw those numbers out now. We're in the playoffs. Like I said, Stampede have beaten the Reefers once before, so they know what it takes. And this time of the year, everybody knows everybody. I think this is going to be a very even game.
Face off in the Reefers zone. That comes across the crease of Higgins. Young will give chase of it with Jacob Lee. Those two players collide and go to the wall. Tim Young looks to break out on his own. Young gets around one man. He's being chased wide. Tries a pass over to Aaron Harris, who just fans on the shot. A good pass by Tim Young. That's something we don't say very often.
It was a very good rush and an even better pass. I think Harris was a little surprised there.
Cleared down the length of the ice by the Stampede. No icing on the play as Pfeiffer will gather in a loose puck and pass it around her own net. Jake Lee gives chase. He goes crashing into the boards, minus the puck as it comes out to center ice as the Reefers try another rush. Chip back into the zone by the Stampede. Young from behind his net tries to clear it up. It gets out of the zone. Straithman will gather in that loose puck and get it over to the elder Lee, Zach, who has the goal here early in this contest. Straithman and Harris battle for the puck. Straithman, good pass over to his defensive partner Lee. That's a good pass by Straithman. He didn't panic, Matt.
No, it was veteran play. It's not something we see a lot in our league, but it's always a good idea. If you can do it quick enough, you usually have a lot of room on the opposite side of the ice, and Straithman recognized that.
Faceoff will come down into the Stampede zone. 13:45 remaining here in the first period. It's still 1-0, the Stampede in front.
So the Reefers appear to have been settled down now, and they're starting to get a little bit of pressure. They're looking to tie this thing up. Not quite 7 minutes in.
Boyd from the high slot puts the puck in the corner. Stein tries to clear it around, but it's intercepted by Erickson. Now Stein gets it around the boards. Taylor keeps it in on that far side, tries to pass it to the middle. It hits bodies in front, and Schlitzer will gather it in for the Stampede as they look to break out. Puck comes out of the zone. Mather gets it up ahead to DeSelles as they gain the zone. He has Chabak breaking towards the middle, but Tammy Piver picks the pocket of Kurt DeSelles, and the Reefers gain control of the puck, looking to get out of their zone now. Travis Boyd gets it up and out. He has Austin Taylor on the other side with him. Comes in, decides to shoot. Halston with the save. Rebound comes to the side. Boyd around the net, tries to put it in front, but it hits nobody in particular, and Chabak's able to chip it up and out of the zone. Halston, she hasn't had a lot of work yet, Matt, but she was able to make that first save.
Yeah, she looks good. Her angles was good, and her positioning was very good, too.
Taken by Stein up to DeSelles. Chabak able to get there first, but Erickson able to take the puck away. Erickson for the Reefers, gains the zone, throws it towards the net. Halston will gather that in with no problem and hang on, and we get a whistle with 12:23 remaining in the first period. It's 1-0 Reefer, or Stampede, excuse me. Don't want to give the Reefers too much credit.
Not yet.
They have to earn that.
Yeah, you know, John, it's good to see. Obviously, it's been a long time, but Torrin Erickson's moving just fine after that bad injury he had last year that brought a quick end to his season. He looks great out there.
Well, he had a great season. He led the Reefers in goals with 14 this year, and again, he's proven that he is a talent. Shot comes in. Halston with the save, and she'll cover up the rebound as Velde was on the door.
Two good saves there for Halston. That had a little bit of a rebound, but she controlled it very well. There really wasn't much there to shoot at out of that rebound.
Sam seemed very confident last week, and I was talking to her after the game, the shootout victory for her, and she said that when they went to the shootout, she was so confident that she knew that they were going to win. She was feeling really good about her game.
Yeah, she also told me she did not want to play on Monday, so they got that done.
Who did? Pass chipped up and out of the zone as Higday will gather in a loose puck for the Stampede. Comes in on the right wing circle, tries a shot, and that hits Young and deflects behind the net where Velde will gather it in, lose control, and now gather it in again. He has Taylor breaking up the zone, but Velde will take it in himself. He's all by himself. He comes in, takes a shot, saved by Halston. Where is it? The whistle blows. Halston is right on the line, and she shows the puck in the blue ice.
Woo!
Another fine save by Halston.
Well, for a moment there, I knew she had it, but for a moment I thought she was just going to slide right into the net with the puck with her, but she managed to stop in time. And the Reefers are really pressing to equalize this game now.
Boyd with a backhander that goes wide. Reefers will chase it down on the near side. It's Meyer. Meyer looking for Boyd. Pass just a little wide. Will go out of the zone all the way back down into the Reefers' end of the ice where Stageman will give chase. Brandon Stageman, former slasher, tries to get it up to Roberto, but it's intercepted by Allen. Allen tries a centering pass, and that just goes through the crease, through a maze of bodies, and comes up and out of the zone. That's going to be Meyer. Roberto takes control of the loose puck, gains the zone with speed, leaves it off to Boyd. They have a 3-on-1. Boyd comes in, makes a move, loses control of the puck. It goes behind the net. Meyer from the side tries a shot. That hits the side of Halston's pad and goes back behind the net where Allen will take it in for the Stampede as he chips it up to Higday. Comes out of the zone. Allen with the puck. Allen has a breakaway. He's coming in one-on-one against Higgins. Comes in, takes a shot. Saved by Higgins. He didn't know where it is, but it's covered up. Great save, Brian Higgins. Allen with all kinds of speed gets off a good shot, but Higgins was up to the task.
He was. For just a brief second, I thought Brian might come out to try to get that, but he had to respect the speed of Allen, and Allen got it where he wanted to, and Higgins was just perfectly square, and that was a big save. Stampede go up 2-0. This is going to get crazy, but Higgins shuts the door.
9:17 remaining in the first period. The Stampede still have one goal, but very close to getting a second insurance goal right there. Higgins with the big save. Erickson gathers in a loose puck, chips it up and out. Roberto's going to chase down a loose puck on the far side. Two defenders back for the Stampede. Centering pass is loose in front. Jake Lee able to chip it up and get it out of harm's way. Now Tim Young from the point. comes in, tries a shot. That goes wide behind the net, rattles around the boards, and will come out of the zone as the Reefers will have to regroup. Chasing that down was McCarthy, and we're going to get an offside call. As the puck just came out of the zone, McCarthy was still trapped inside, and we got a stoppage in play.
You know, on the last rush down the ice, the Stampede did a really smart thing. I saw Matt Coleman, who was offsides, come back and quickly touch up to negate the offsides, and that allowed Higday to take that deep. It's good to see smart play like that.
Pfeiffer gathers in a loose puck. She battles with Jacob Lee. Chips it off of his stick. Stageman able to get it up out from behind the net. And the Reefers are going to try and get things going to the north side of the rink. We get a whistle.
I don't know if this was offsides or a penalty.
I'm not sure if it was offside or a penalty either.
I haven't seen a signal yet.
I guess they're going to call offside. Referee's going to the face-off circle in the neutral zone. 7:45 remaining here in the first period. So far, an entertaining game right off the bat, Matt.
Very fast pace, too.
Very fast, I agree with that. It's going to be Travis Boyd. Boyd seems to have been on the ice a lot this opening period.
Yeah, we did that out of necessity last week. They've got plenty on their bench.
They have a good number. Well, anything more than 7 is plenty for you. DeSales gathers in a loose puck for the Stampede in the zone. Tries a flip pass to Chabak, but Boyd was there to recover it for the Reefers, and he will come in, gain the zone. They're going to say that was onside. Tom Mertz flips it down low. Strathman and Boyd battle for it in the corner. Boyd sends a pass to the middle and comes out of harm's way by the Stampede as Pfeiffer gathers it in, gets it to Boyd. Boyd pass over to Mertz, but Mertz just fans on that. It comes back outside the zone, and the Reefers will regroup. Mertz over to Boyd on the right wing side. Boyd hits Velde, cutting in front. It comes over. That shot by Stageman goes wide. Comes back around the boards. Pfeiffer will keep it in and gather it down low. Zach Lee for the Stampede will gather it in for the team in teal. He gathers it up, gets it off of Stageman's stick, and it'll come out of the zone. Reefers will regroup once again. The Reefers are trying to dictate play, Matt, but they're not getting a lot of quality chances once they get inside the zone. It's kind a lot of shots are going wide, it seems.
It's kind of a bend not break philosophy by the Stampede, and it's working. They're getting them to the outside when they need to.
Kept in by DeSales. He tries a pass to the middle. That's cleared out by Mertz. And Stein will chase it down into the neutral zone for the Stampede over to Zach Lee. He can't handle that pass. Velde will gather it in and gain into the zone. Has trouble with possessing the puck. Lee able to take it off of his stick, gets it out to the neutral zone. It's going to be DeSales. DeSales has a few Reefers back. Going to have to try and make a move. He fans on the shot. Tim Young there to gather it in for the Reefers. 3-on-2 if they hurry. It's Young gaining the zone with speed. Stein is able to keep him wide. Young tries to pass it. Stein blocks that. It's going to be gathered in by Andy Allen. He'll come up and out of the zone. He's chased down by Tim Young. Young tries to poke the puck away from him. Allen goes into the corner and loses an edge. Puck loose, gathered in by Coleman, chipped away by Stageman. Stein able to battle for a loose puck on the wall. She tries a pass, but that gets gathered in by the Reefers, and here comes Aaron Harris on the far side. Tries a pass, that goes through the legs of Schlitzer. Taylor centering pass to Meyer, and Schlitzer was there to deflect that away. Now it just seems like run and gun, Matt.
Yeah, this looks like a scrimmage right now. It's wide open.
Young gains the zone. He's bothered by Stein. He comes in, makes a move. Can't keep the puck to settle on his stick, and it goes wide into the near side corner. Schlitzer and Young battle for it. It's going to be taken by Allen. He'll make a move off of Taylor on the near side. Look to get the puck out of the zone. He gets it over to Higday. Higday chips it up. Stageman gloves it down, and the Reefers look to come back the other way. Good pace. I'm liking this.
This is very fast.
Over to Harris. He couldn't get control of that puck. Stein bothers him. She'll come away with it. Wrap it around the boards over for Higday on the far side. Higday chips it for Allen. Allen gets around Stageman. Those guys will race. Coleman coming in with him. Allen just can't keep control of the puck. We were down on the ice before the game, Matt. The ice seemed fine as far as conditions-wise, a hell of a lot better than last week.
I was going to say, no curling targets or lanes. Nice, clean ice today, which is great to see.
Centering pass, and Higgins deflects that away. Allen was breaking in for the Stampede. Good play by Brian Higgins to break that up. Travis Boyd gains his own for the Reefers with some speed. Puts a shot in on net that had Halston leaning one way, but she's able to steer that away with her leg pads. And the puck comes out of the zone. The Reefers are offside. Strathman will gather in a loose puck, and the Stampede are able to regroup, get it up. Not out. Sitting on the line. Now 4 Stampede members all together. They're looking to make a change. That's going to be Jacob Lee battling with Roberto. Travis Boyd can't handle that puck. It comes inside the neutral zone. Torrin Erickson will chase it down for the Reefers. Tries a pass over into an area. Nobody was there for the Reefers. Strathman gathers that in for the Stampede. Back to Strathman, up and out into the neutral zone. Boyd will take over once again for the team in white and dump it back in. 3 minutes remaining in the first period. It's still 1-0. The Stampede, who scored early on a Zach Lee backhand goal. They got past Brian Higgins, the first shot on game. And we were off and running. Again, good pace. James Chung from the middle, tries a shot. Higgins with the save. Cleared up and out. It's going to be Erickson. He's all alone. He's coming in on Halston. Strathman trying to get back. A shot saved by Halston. Rebound comes out. Harris can't handle it. Cleared away by the Stampede defense. Halston with a great save, Matt.
After an incredible save by Higgins on the other side, too.
Young gains the zone with speed. Comes into the slot. Shoots and scores 5-hole. Tim Young has tied this game up with 2:14 remaining after a great save by Halston. Young gets off a shot. It goes into in between the pads of the Young Stampede goaltender. We're tied up.
Well, and a fast pace has gotten even faster these last couple minutes, and now it's all back to even. I think Sam probably like to have that one back, but that was a tough, low shot by Tim Young, and we're all knotted up at 1, John.
Fantastic action here in this opening period of this opening game on Sunday. Again, the second round of the playoffs. It's going to be Jacob Lee. Tries a pass, it hits bodies in front. Young's going to come away with it again for the Reefers. Young coming through the zone with speed. Has Harris breaking down the middle. Tries a pass to him. It's behind him, and it's chipped up and out by the Stampede. Again, a great pace to this opening period.
Very, very fast. 2 teams that can really skate, and we're in for a treat the rest of this one.
Velde battles with Jacob Lee on the near side. Tries a pass, but fans on it. It's going to be chipped out by Laura Stein. The veteran defenseman will get it down out of the zone. That will make it for icing with just 1:05 remaining here in the first period.
So after 1 period, just about, we are back to where we started, all tied at 1, and both teams, John, are well settled in now. Any rust that the Reefers had is gone. Yeah. They are just fine, and the Stampede are picking up where they left off last week.
I was just going to say the same. The Stampede look like they haven't missed a beat from last week's action because they were flying the entire game against your Blues, and they look just the same today. 35 seconds remaining in the period. Chabak gathers in a loose puck from the neutral zone. Comes in, makes a shot. Higgins makes a save, but the puck goes wide. Chabak battles for it. It's still loose in front. Pfeiffer's able to come away with it for the team in white. She tries to clear it up. Stein able to keep that in, but now it's chipped away by Aaron Harris. Harris will come back and chase Slitzer down. Slitzer gets a hold of that puck and gets it out to the neutral zone with 15 seconds remaining. Reefers try to gain the zone. They are offside. And with 6 seconds remaining in the period, it's going to be back in the neutral zone. Mather will flip it in, but that's going to be just about it for this period. A furious pace, plenty of action. We saw a couple goals, and this is going to dictate the pace of play for the rest of this day. We are in for one heck of a Sunday.
Yeah. Get your seatbelts on because we're going to have a great afternoon of hockey if that's any indication. That was a beautiful first period. I just have to say, too, at the end there, talk about David and Goliath. Somehow Tammy Pfeiffer tangled up with Eric Chabak and bothered him just enough that he couldn't get his own rebound because it was there for the taking. So she made a nice play there.
As always, all D-League Radio and D-League Radio TV broadcasts are brought to you by the one and only The Keg Stand in West Des Moines. They are located at 3530 Westtown Parkway. Now that the NHL playoffs are going in full swing into their second round, be sure to go by The Keg Stand for all your playoff action. I know the Predators are taking on the Blues this afternoon in about an hour or so, and I may have to scoot over there in between games. But The Keg Stand, 15 TVs. They have over 90 beers on tap, a full menu, and they are open till 2 a.m. every single night of the week. Ryan Greening is the owner and operator of the Keg Stand, and he is a member of the D-League and a big-time sponsor of D-League Radio. We are appreciative to him and his entire great staff over there. So that is the Keg Stand on Westtown Parkway in West Des Moines.
And just another thing, too, about the Keg Stand, if you're in one of those bars that kind of puts hockey in the back corner and one little screen, you don't have to worry about that at the Keg Stand. They got them featured front and center, plenty of TVs showing all the games. It's great. And just a word, too, about these playoffs. You might be curious about these seedings we talked about. You know, the Reefers are number 1. They're playing the Stampede at 8. So we are not reseeding in between rounds here.
Well, that takes effort.
Because the Knights at the 11 seed normally, had we reseeded, would be taking on the Reefers. But we
would have taken them on, you believe me.
So the seedings, or excuse me, the games were predetermined based on what slots they were played last week.
And speaking of that, in later action today, at 2 o'clock, the Jesters and the Slashers, this should be a really good battle, are following this game today. Patrick McFarland and the coach, Jeff Mao, will have the call for that one on D-League Radio. The Knights will face the Smart Aces at 3:15, and the final game today will be the Tall Boys and Vicious Squirrels. That is, 4 and 5 facing off against each other. That should be a real good one.
That should be an incredible game to end the day.
We have a heck of a day lined up here on D-League Radio for you guys. Stay tuned. In the meanwhile, just settle into this 1-1 game through the first period between two teams that are big and fast and can score. The Stampede looking to get out of their own zone, kept in at the line by Stageman, but intercepted by the Stampede, sent down, icing waved off as Young will go back for the Reefers to try and start their breakout. Young gets it up to Austin Taylor at the neutral zone. Taylor has Mertz on his right side, comes in, makes a shot through the legs of Schlitzer, and Halston steers that off to the side. Mertz behind his own net, over to Taylor on the right wing. Tries to send it into traffic. That hits the skate in front and comes away, and here comes Schlitzer getting it up to DeSelles. DeSelles with Young on him, gains the zone. Has Schlitzer going to the net, just out of his reach, but he's able to gather in a loose puck. Stageman bothers him. They are battling on the near side boards. Schlitzer tries a shot attempt, but that goes behind the net. Mertz will chase that down for the Reefers. Good pass, but just a little long for Schlitzer there, Matt.
Just a little bit. It was right on the goal line. Excuse me.
It was on the goal line, and Higgins would have had to make a save. It looked like it could have been a very good play developing, just a little long for Schlitzer.
I keep getting choked up during these playoffs.
It's okay. I know. It's just an emotional time for all of us. Joe Roberto, and it's easy for me to say. Roberto comes in, tries a shot, steered wide of the net. Halston looking to cover up, can't gather it in. Erickson trying to gather in a loose puck, and does with some help from Roberto. On the right wing side, tries to get it into the slot. And Zach Lee's able to break that up for the Stampede. He sends it around the wall where Mather will give chase. Brandon Stageman keeps it in for the Reefers. Roberto on the near side wall, battling with Zach Lee. Lee chips it up, not out. Mather battling with Stageman. That's a good battle going on there.
Very good.
It was clean, too.
Always a bonus, a clean battle.
Boyd from the far side tries a centering pass that goes through the blue paint. Roberto unable to gather in that loose puck. Gets it back to Stageman. Stageman trying to hit his partner, his defensive partner, Young. Young with the puck. Lower circle. Tries a centering pass, but Roberto had broken in just a little too far. It's loose. Boyd with a shot. That hits Lee. Goes all along the wall. Comes back out of the zone, and the Reefers will have to tag up. Strathman will gather in a loose puck for the Stampede behind his own net. He rips it around the net, but the other Stampede members were changing. And the Reefers will gather it in the neutral zone. It's going to be Taylor chasing it down. Lee bothering him, but Taylor comes away with the puck. Tries a shot. That goes wide. Boyd able to gain control over on the far side wall. That comes up. They're going to say that was kept in. Now Erickson tries a shot. That goes wide. Halston never saw that, Matt.
No, she was screened. She absolutely never saw that puck.
Erickson with a shot again. Taylor with good traffic in front for the Reefers. Halston able to make that save, though. Behind the net. Taylor just regaining his feet, unable to take that pass. Boyd will chase it down on the far side wall. Nice pass back to Tim Young. His shot attempt broken up by Allen, and Allen will flip it up and out of the zone for the Stampede, and these two players will chase it down. Tipped out of the zone by Tim Young. Taylor will gather it in. He only has Strafman back for the Stampede. He comes in, has man breaking, tries a shot. Halston makes the save. Taylor had Velde coming in from the bench, Matt. It looked like that would have been the better play, but he got a good shot off.
I think so, but, he got that shot off, and I think Sam was leaning a little bit towards Velde, and she almost let that through, but she recovered just in time to keep this tied at 1.
How are the shots looking?
The shots right now are 11-5 in favor of the Reefers.
Face off deep in the Stampede zone. It's chipped up. Kept in at the line briefly by Stageman, but now it pops out, and we get an offside call with 15-14 remaining in the second period. It's 1-1 the score between the Stampede and the Reefers here on D-League Radio.
John, on that last sequence, Sam didn't see that first shot, and on the second one, Austin Taylor was right in front of her. I don't know how she stopped that one. That was a beautiful save.
Taken by Allen. Allen gets around Pfeiffer and gains his own, has Stageman. He has Chung breaking towards the middle. Chung, puck was just bouncing enough to go away from his stick, but Chung makes a move down in the corner, tries to get it to Allen in the slot. Higday able to keep the puck deep in the Stampede zone, and now it's Allen once again behind the net. Looking for Higday. Higday had gathered in a loose puck, comes in, takes a shot. Higgins able to steer that aside. Velde gathers it in for the Reefers and tries to get up and out of the zone, and does. Stein able to take it away from him. Allen will dump it back in deep for the Stampede. Higgins hasn't had to do much here in the second period, Matt. Not for lack of effort, for sure, but just the Reefers with a lot of sustained pressure in the Stampede zone.
Very much so, and we're almost 6 minutes into the second. The Stampede just got their first shot on goal here, and it's kind of going true to form because the Reefers allowed fewer goals than anybody in the league this year. So they're playing to type right now.
Velde on the far side tries a pass that's intercepted by Allen. He chips it up past Pfeiffer. Tripped up, no call coming. And the Stampede look to gain the zone, but Stageman's back for the Reefers and gathers in that loose puck. He's got people on the left side. That's Pfeiffer, his defensive partner. Puck just goes past her. Stampede are offside. They'll have to regroup. Stageman will gather it in for the Reefers and looks to break out once again. His cross-ice pass was for Harris, but Harris was changing. Taken by Lee. Lee tried to get around Velde, and Velde able to stop him and the puck right there at the line, and the Reefers will come back the other way. Chung from behind his own blue line gets it up out to the neutral zone where he battles with Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer gets it over to Mertz, who will dump it in for the Reefers. Stampede looking to come the other way and try to get something happening and try to get some more pressure on Brian Higgins. 13:07 remaining in the second period. It's 1-1. Here between the Stampede and Reefers. We're going to get an icing call on this one. And again, still a very fast pace.
It's not slowing down at all, John. Both teams are really going for it. And this is very entertaining, up-tempo hockey. A lot of good defensive plays, too. In spite of that pace, the defense for both teams are making some really good plays to protect their goaltenders. There's a lot of fans here today.
There is. We have a good crowd here today.
A little disappointed they didn't organize a whiteout, but a lot of people here.
There's only so many Reefer fans. Puck kept in by Jacob Lee down in the near side corner. Taylor tries to get it out of the zone, but it's taken by DeSales. Back to Stein. She tries a shot. It goes over to Jacob Lee, who just can't tip it in. He'll get it on net eventually, where Higgins covers it up, but a good pass by Laura Stein. Young Jake Lee just unable to tip that one home.
Yep, but a great play. You could see what they were trying to do there, and I loved how DeSales again, put it back to the point for Stein to reset and start that play. It was a great play all around.
Face off to the left of Higgins. 11:57 remaining in the period. Taylor tries to clear it up. Zach Lee keeps it in. Tries a shot that hits bodies and goes wide. Young clears it around the boards. It will just get past Stein. They're going to wave off icing on this. Zach Lee will go back to gather it in for the Stampede. He's bothered by Meyer. Off the boards, it's going to be taken in by Mertz. Tom Mertz battles with Lee over on the corner and comes away with it is Lee to DeSales. He has Jake Lee breaking. Can't get the puck to him, and that is going to be taken by McCarthy to DeSales. DeSales gains the zone. He has Tim Young back, comes in, tries a shot, hits the post. Centering pass by Jake Lee. That goes wide. McCarthy loses his footing. tries a shot. Higgins will make the stop. DeSales had him beat, but hits the iron, and it's still 1-1.
Well, and that hit well on the inside of the post, too, because it went directly across the crease.
It sure did.
That's as close as you can come to scoring without it having going in. And right now, Higgins is
I can see him laughing.
Giving a nod to his best friend, the left post, right now.
Face off to the left of the Reefer netminder. We are almost halfway through this contest. Chabak loses the puck to Stageman. Stageman for the Reefers tries to get it up. It's not out. Zach Lee flips it back into the zone, but the Reefers regroup, and here comes Torrin Erickson over to Austin Taylor. Taylor with the lane, tries a shot. Halston steers that away easily. Centering pass just out of reach, chipped out of the zone by Eric Chabak, and the Reefers will have to regroup. Stampede with the puck. That's Mather. He'll dump it in for the Stampede. It wraps it around the Reefer net where DeSales will battle with Stageman. Now Mather has the puck. Bad cross-ice pass. Takes a shot. Blocked by Young. Good block by Tim Young. Taken out of the zone by the Reefers. It's going to be Erickson on the far side. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Tries a shot and it goes in. Oh, from an impossible angle. Torrin Erickson shoots from the top of the face-off circle. I don't think Halston saw that, Matt, because it went just past her shoulder and into the net, and the Reefers take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, she reacted as if she didn't see it until it was too late, because it almost looked like she jumped, but it was after the puck had already passed her. And in any event, it is 2-1 Reefers. Very high, very sharp angle, but again, Halston never saw that puck till it was too late.
So we're just past the halfway point of this game. 9:16 remaining in the second period. The Reefers are out to a 1-goal lead now. For the Stampede, what do they have to do now?
Well, they have to keep pressing the issue, not get back on their heels too much, because the Reefers right now are feeling great, and if they can get another one, then it's on. But I think the Stampede need to push back and try to get some more pressure on Higgins.
We've seen the Stampede succeed when they start using their legs a lot more. And then, again, we keep talking about the good pace of this game. On note, here's Higday with a shot, and Higgins makes a save. Shot attempt on the rebound. Higday once again. And Higgins makes the save. He had to be sharp. I was just going to say, though, that it seems like when the Stampede are using their speed, and there has been a good pace to this game, they've been able to get around the defense of the Reefers and get some good quality chances. It seems like they've slowed down just a touch on that.
Just a little bit, and they can't afford to do that. They got to match the speed of the Reefers.
Doing so on cue is Luke Schlitzer to break up a potential breakaway by Aaron Harris, but it's going to be Veldy. He's got Harris alone out in front. Harris comes in, makes a shot, saved by Halston. Nobody picked up Aaron Harris in the slot, Matt.
John, that was Sam's best save of the game right there.
Higday up to Coleman. Coleman tries to chip it over to Allen. Allen's not there yet. He's being bothered by Pfeiffer. Now gets around her. He has Higday in the middle. His pass attempt broken up by Stageman. Brandon Stage with a real good poke away of the puck to ruin that scoring chance for the Stampede. Now it's going to be Harris getting up to Roberto. Roberto's shot attempt sticked away by Schlitzer. Schlitzer and Roberto over in the corner. Roberto's going to come away with it. Tries to get it towards the middle, but it's taken by Schlitzer once again, and the Stampede come the other way with 7:37 remaining. Across the blue line, he's got Young. Tries a shot. Tim Young breaks that shot up and now looks to come the other way. And does. Tim Young has the puck. He's being bothered by Lee. Loses his stick. Penalty being called. And if I'm Zach Lee, yes, I'm taking that penalty, Matt.
Well, there's such a thing as a good penalty, and that was one right there, because if Tim Young got through there, he was all alone.
And he was already well on his way, but Zach Lee is going to get called for hooking with 7 minutes remaining here in this second period. It's 2-1 Reefers, and they're going to look to capitalize and make it a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, because not only are the Stampede shorthanded, but they just lost one of their best defenders and a good offensive part of their game, too.
He has the goal for the Stampede in this contest, but now he's sitting down. The Reefers on the power play. It's back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer's shot attempt broken up by a number of Stampede and cleared out of the zone by Laura Stein. Jacob Lee gives chase for the Reefers. It's behind the net. Lee tries a shot on goal just to make something happen and is battling with Pfeiffer behind the net. Good play by Jake Lee.
Great forecheck, burning some time off that penalty.
That kid has a lot of energy and a lot of speed put on display right there. Chabak sends, or that's Straithman, I beg your pardon, sends it down the length of the ice. Young will gather it in for the Reefers. His pass attempt, that misses everything, and icing is going to get called while on the power play, Matt. No, no, no.
No, no. Cardinal sin there to take an icing while you are on the power play. But it is 2-1 Reefers. The 14:01 mark of the second period. Face-off comes down to the left of Brian Higgins.
And he's had to be sharp when called upon. I mean, that opening goal by Lee was a fantastic goal, but it seems like when the Stampede do have scoring chances, they're pretty good ones.
Very good ones. Not as many as the Reefers, but very good nevertheless.
Stageman gathers some speed and comes into the zone, pulls up on the face-off circle, tries a centering pass. It comes in and hits the post. Rebound just goes wide. It looked like Tom Mertz got the shot away, but unable to keep that in. Up to Stageman. Gains the zone. He's from the top of the face-off circle and cleared up and out by the Stampede. We're going to get it. It was played with a high stick. Face-off will come out of the zone.
Yeah, and that was one of those first-year mistakes players sometimes make. They don't realize that slap shots are not allowed, even on a clearing attempt. So that one's going to come up to the right of Sam Halston.
Face-off won by the Stampede. Shot right out of the zone. Stageman will have to chase it down in the neutral zone. Broken up. The Stampede very aggressive on this penalty kill. Jake Lee, he's all over the place, Matt.
He's a one-man wrecking crew on this penalty kill.
Erickson gets around Stein, comes in, tries a pass to Taylor, intercepted by Schlitzer. Tim Young able to keep it in. Jake Lee and Tim Young have come together a couple times today, Matt, and you and I just looked at each other. We hope cooler heads prevail.
Yeah, they kind of gave each other a look there, too.
Broken up by the Stampede. It's going to be coming into the zone, as that was McCarthy. Cleared out by the Reefers. That's going to go length the ice. Icing is waved off. Stein will gather it in for the team in teal and try to clear it out. She does. McCarthy unable to grab it in, but Erickson chips it up and into the zone. Taylor and Stein collide. Taylor was offside. And the Stampede will regroup. Once again, it's Schlitzer. Penalty over. No icing on this play. Higgins will play it behind his own net. Stageman and Lee battle on the side. It's going to be DeSales coming away with it for the Stampede. He's chased down by Stageman, throws it towards the net. Higgins steers that away, and Stageman will come away for the team in white. As the Reefers look to gain the zone, they are going to be offside. Roberto just a step ahead of the play. 2-1 the score, 3:20 remaining here in the second period. We have ourselves a really good hockey game, Matt. We'll see what else comes to play.
Yeah, great game so far, and it's almost as if Jacob Lee heard us talking about the Stampede needing to up their intensity and speed, because he did it pretty much by himself the last 3 minutes, killing that penalty.
Chased down, gathered in by Roberto, tries a shot. Halston with the save, a rebound, comes up, flips over the net, and goes behind. Lee tries to clear the zone. Boyd has the puck, gets it back to his defenseman, Young. Young over to Pfeiffer on the near side. She'll chip it down low for the team in white. Chabak unable to grab that in. It's going to go behind the net, where Strathman will try and wrap it around the net. Comes away with the puck is Travis Boyd. He tries to send it to the slot. It's chipped away, and Zach Lee's going to come out for the Stampede. He tries to get around Pfeiffer, but gets it over to DeSales. DeSales coming in 2-on-1. Over to Lee. Lee with the shot. He just fans on it. Now a second shot attempt goes behind the net. It was a great pass by DeSales, Matt. Lee just unable to get a finger on it.
Perfect pass. It may have been bouncing just a hair, but Lee couldn't quite get enough on that puck.
Now the puck comes in on Halston, and she tried to catch it. Wasn't quite sure where it was. It just dropped beside her. She'll cover up with under 2 minutes remaining here in the second period.
Well, that was a real innocent-looking play that almost turned into disaster for the Stampede, but fortunately for Halston, that puck dropped straight down, and she had plenty of time to gather it in. It's ultimately no harm done.
2-1 the score. The Reefers in front. This second round action of the Commissioner's Cup playoffs here on D-League Radio. It's going to be Velde. Velde's shot attempt blocked by a number of bodies in front. Comes out to the point, dumped in by Tim Young. A centering pass taken by the Stampede. Stageman able to get it to Velde. He'll send it in on net, where Halston will gather that up easily. And we get another stoppage in play with 1:15 remaining.
And, John, a trend is emerging here in the second. The Stampede have made several attempts to clear it and not gotten it out the first time through, and that usually leads to trouble. So they're going to need to shore that up here in the third.
Roberto, shot attempt blocked by Halston to the corner. Comes in on net. She tried to steer that away, but it just fooled her a little bit, but goes into the near side corner. Schlitzer's pass attempt goes through the slot, comes out to Young. Young tries a shot, gets a lot on it, hits bodies in front, comes in on Halston, and she'll glove that down with 45 seconds.
Well, and if you're the Stampede now, you just want to get out of this period still down just one goal because the Reefers are looking to widen their lead. They're putting everything on net
They
now.
smell blood and water, it seems, and they've just been on a frenzy here in the Stampede's half of the ice. Back to Stageman at the point. He's trying to hit his center. It's Velde. Velde's backhand shot goes wide. It's behind the net. Schlitzer tries to clear it up and gets it past Stageman. 17 seconds remaining in the second period. Stageman with the loose puck tries a pass. Coleman able to break that up, but Harris will gather it in for the Reefers at the neutral zone. Velde looks to gain the zone with the puck. He comes in with speed. Can't get around Schlitzer. Luke Schlitzer having a very good game today for the Stampede on defense, Matt.
Yeah, I was going to say that earlier. Schlitzer seems to be everywhere. His positioning has been very good. He's broken up a lot of good scoring opportunities for the Reefers.
And the crowd roars. So we have 2 periods in the books. It looks like the Reefers are taking over this game. At the same time, the Stampede have had a few chances, and when they have had chances, they're good chances. It's just been the passes just a little long, or the puck was bouncing. We saw a glorious opportunity by Zach Leave to get his second goal of the game on that nice pass by DeSales, but he just fanned on that shot. Is that something the Stampede can build on?
I think it is. I'd like to see them maybe make that pass a little sooner because there's not much margin for error there. If you don't field that puck cleanly, you're already below the goal line. So if you're the Stampede, you got to match the speed of the Reefers and push back and try to get this thing tied up. If you're the Reefers, I think you just got to keep doing what you're doing. Try to keep the Stampede back on their heels, really force the issue in the offensive zone. As we said earlier, the Stampede are having a difficult time clearing the zone, and they're really pressing to try to make this a 2-goal game right now, John. I think we're in for a real treat this third period.
Again, coming up after this contest is the Jesters and Slashers. The Slashers, the number 2 seed overall, facing the number 7 Jesters. This one has a lot of firepower as well, Matt, and I'm excited to watch this next one.
It's going to be a great one. Again, the Jesters, we just never know which team's going to show up, but they showed up last week, and they're going to need to do it again today because they got a real tall order in the Slashers.
But in the meanwhile, we have 18 minutes to see who's going to win this one. The Reefers are in front 2-1, and here comes Erickson. Erickson shoots and scores almost from the same play as his earlier goal. On top of the faceoff circle, fires a shot, and he caught Halston leaning. It goes over her shoulder into the net, and just seconds into this period, it's a 3-1 lead for the Reefers.
Yeah, that's a killer right there. If you're the Stampede, you need to really respond quickly. Even though we're just 30 seconds into the third, it's now a 2-goal game, and the next goal's got to be yours if you're the Stampede.
Oh, she'd like to have that one back for sure. And now the Stampede's hill to climb just got a little steeper, as the Reefers are really pressing to make things happen. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Zach Lee back to his defensive partner, Strathman. Strathman couldn't get a good handle on the puck to hit his forwards, and it's going to be Stageman coming out for the Reefers through the neutral zone. He gains the blue line, has Strathman to beat, tries a shot, hits Strathman, comes back out to Stageman. His pass attempt goes behind the net. Stageman beside the net, tries a wraparound. It comes out in front, still loose. And able to chip it out of the zone is the Stampede. Icing is going to be waved off as Higgins comes out to play it for the team in white. Pfeiffer gets it up, not out, kept in by Allen. Allen tries a shot. Higgins will swallow that up as he saw it the whole way from on top of the faceoff circle. And we get a stoppage of play just a minute and a half into this third period. It's 3-1 now.
Yeah, and I like what the Stampede did there. The forecheck, the first guy in's probably not going to get the puck, but if he can bother that defender enough to get rid of that puck sooner than he wants, a lot of times the trailer will get that puck and keep it in the zone, and that's what happened there.
Face-off won by the Stampede, but Velde for the Reefers will come away with it as he chips it over to his winger, Austin Taylor, who will gather the zone for the Reefers. Battling with Zach Lee in the corner by the Zamboni doors. Taylor centers a pass. Velde can't handle it. Chipped out of the zone by Chung. Chased down by Tim Young into his own zone. He tries a pass up to Boyd. That misses the mark. Will come into the zone. And we will get, oh, they're going to wave icing off. Halston should have played that. Taylor from beside the net. I thought they were going to call icing on that, Matt.
I think everybody in the building did.
Boyd from the neutral zone. Over to Stageman. The Reefers with possession of the puck most of this game. And if the Stampede are going to mount any type of comeback, they're going to have to really start making some of these passes work. Gathered in by Tim Young. He sends it up the middle of the ice between the two Stampede defenders. The puck's going to die, so no icing on this play. Lee will send it over to Stein. Stein off the boards. Has Chung on the wing. Chung gets it up into the neutral zone. Zach Lee can't handle it. Erickson will come back in. They are going to be 14 feet offside as Travis Boyd lost sight of the puck and crossed the line. 14:50 remaining in the third. 3-1.
The Stampede just kind of had a play there that could have got really bad, but it turned out okay. The defensemen sort of looked at each other like, you got it? No, I got it. No, you got it. And pretty soon it was too late, but it turned into an offside for the Reefers, and they dodged a bullet there.
Face-off in the neutral zone with 14.5 remaining in this contest. Travis Boyd gains his own for the Reefers. Down low, tries a centering pass. That's chipped up and out by the Stampede, and young Jake Lee is going to come up with some speed through the neutral zone. He has Tim Young to beat. Tries a shot around. That goes behind the Reefer net. Gathered in by, once again, that's McCarthy. But the Reefers are going to come away. It's Boyd once again. Boyd has been all over the ice for the Reefers today. Pass intercepted by Jake Lee. Gets it up and out of the zone. Pfeiffer can't handle it. Schlitzer will gather it in for the Stampede. He has Lee breaking towards the net. He has Chung in the slot. Makes a shot that just goes wide. Strathman rushes up for the Stampede to keep it in. Throws it towards the net. That hits some sticks in front. Goes behind the net where Tim Young will gather it in, but leave it for Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer battles with Lee. Lee comes away with the puck. Gets it out to the point to Strathman. Strathman tries a shot. That's blocked by Harris. Goes into the corner where Young will gather it in for the Reefers. Again, back out to the point. Gets beyond Strathman and come out of the zone. The Stampede will have to regroup, and the Reefers will gain possession of the puck once again. And once they have possession, it's been hard to get it away from them, Matt.
Yep, and Harris made some very smart plays there, just sticking on Strathman, not giving him any room to get anything set up.
Schlitzer chases it down in the far side corner, tries to get it up and out. Unable to do so as Erickson was there to block it for the Reefers, but now the puck will come out of the zone as Pfeiffer will send it right back in, and the Reefer will regroup with Strathman with the puck for the Stampede. He tries to hit a breaking Zach Lee, but now it's Erickson from the slot. Tries a shot. That goes wide. Erickson looking for the hat trick. Boyd with a shot. That hits the outside of the cage and goes behind the net. Tangle of bodies in behind the net. Strathman will gather it up and out of the zone. Puck will go the length of the ice, and icing will be whistled down. We had just a collection of bodies. That looked kind of ugly there.
It did. I'm just glad nobody got hurt there. But bodies start piling up. You're always worried about a skate coming up and catching somebody on the arm or the leg or something, but everybody's okay.
12:25 remaining in the third period. It's 3-1. The Reefers in front. 2 goals by Torrin Erickson make the difference right now. As the puck is deep in the Stampede zone, it's Stein wrapping it around the boards, trying to hit Mather, but it's pinched off by Mertz. He gets it to Velde. Velde tries a shot, blockered away by Halston. Comes over to Mertz. He gets it out to Stageman. Stageman over to his defensive partner, Pfeiffer, from the point. She dips it down low to Velde. Velde can't hang on to that. It'll go to Harris on the far side. Harris behind the net to Velde. Velde looking for some room to work. Out to the wing. Tries to get it over to his defenseman, Pfeiffer, and she dips it down low, where Laura Stein for the Stampede will take over as the team in teal looks to come the other way. They had just a group of people. There was 3 Stampede members all standing next to each other. They need to start spreading things out, Matt.
Yeah, if you're the Reefers, you'd love to see that. That just makes it easier to defend.
Centering pass broken up by Chabak, now broken up by Stein. Her clearing attempt, Mertz can't get a good shot off as he's bothered by DeSales. Velde in the near side corner, bothered by Stein, tries to get a pass to Mertz. Mertz can't find it in his skates, but now gains control on the near side boards, tries to wrap it around. Stein will gather that in, looking for Mather on the far side. Stageman for the Reefers, battles with Mather, still able to keep it in. Good play, Brandon Stageman. Mather battles to get the puck away from him. Mertz with the shot, that goes wide. Mather will chase it down on the far side and get it out of the zone for the Stampede to try to make the Reefers regroup, and Pfeiffer will dump it in, and the defenseman will change for the team in white. Over to DeSales. DeSales trying to hit Chabak on the near side and does. Chabak bothered by Stageman. Back to DeSales. DeSales in the corner. He's going to battle with Stageman. Chabak comes away with the puck. Tried a centering pass. So he had Mather out in front, but that's broken up by the Reefers. And now here comes Tim Young the other way through the neutral zone with speed. Gains the line. Kept wide by Strathman. His centering pass trying to hit Harris was intercepted by Zach Lee. And now Torrin Erickson will gather in a loose puck. Gets it over to Matt Coleman of the Stampede as they try to gain the zone once again with 10 minutes remaining here in the third period. The clock keeps ticking on the Stampede season, Matt.
Yeah, and it's officially crunch time, John. They got to start pinching in the defense and really start taking some chances here, because if the Reefers get one more, I think it's going to put it out of reach for them, and they really need to close this gap quickly. Icing
the call, and we'll get a face-off deep in the Reefers zone. Again, what we're seeing, or what we saw last week with the Stampede, was them connecting on a lot of their passes. Again, they were facing a short bench Blues team who was running out of gas as the game went on, so maybe those passing lanes were a little more open. The Reefers, with a full bench, a lot of speed, are just taking those passing lanes away today, Matt.
Yeah, they're right on top of them, which is exactly what you need to do to take those lanes away, and they're making the Stampede make those decisions a little quicker than they want to.
Tim Young gains his own for the Reefers, looking to make something happen. Tries a pass, but that's blocked by Strathman. Strathman's had a really good day for the Stampede. That play in particular, we're going to get a penalty call as Schlitzer and Velde came together. I think they're going to get Velde on this one, Matt. And they are. They're going to send Velde to the penalty box. It looks like.
Yeah, not sure what the call is. For a moment, I thought it was going to be coincidental. They're going to get him for interference.
Velde's going to the wrong penalty box. Nobody's aware of that. Velde not happy about that one. But the Stampede go on the power play nevertheless with 8.5 remaining here in this game. It's a good way for them to get back in this.
Well, it's a great opportunity, and they need to take advantage of it to get back in this game.
Face-off one comes to Higday. Higday's shot hits bodies in front, deflects into the near side corner. Cleared up, not out by Boyd. To Stein. Stein tries a shot. That hits Young. Stein battles with Young. Young able to get it out of the zone for the Reefers. Good battle by Laura Stein and Tim Young there.
Two veteran players, very good battle.
Schlitzer up to DeSales on the near side as the Stampede look to gain the zone. DeSales still with the puck. Gains the zone. Has players going to the front of the net. Tries a shot. That hits bodies in front and goes wide. Higday will send a backhanded pass. He had Schlitzer breaking into the middle, and the puck will come out of the zone. 7:43 remaining in the period. 2:17 on the power play for the Stampede. DeSales gains the zone for the team in teal. Tries a centering pass to Higday. Can't make a move around Tim Young, and he will send it down the ice to clear the zone with 2:05 remaining on this penalty for the Reefers. So good, a good penalty kill by the team in white, Matt.
Very good. The Stampede really haven't got any sustained pressure, and certainly not any big shots on goal.
DeSales gains his own for the Stampede. He's looking for something to happen. Gets it over to Schlitzer, who tries a shot, and it looked like Higgins saw that the entire way with Allen standing off to the side. He'll make the save, and this remains 3-1 in favor of the Reefers. 7 minutes remaining.
Well, it's never a bad idea to put it on net, and Schlitzer got a lot on that. It was kind of a tough angle one-timer, but he got it through, and Higgins had to be sharp there.
Back to Lee. Lee's shot from the point. Hits bodies in front and is loose down low. Roberto able to come away with it for the Reefers, and he will send it off the wall and down the length of the ice to make the Stampede go 200 feet to regroup. Strathman trying to find McCarthy. Gets it up to Jake Lee. Lee trying to get around the Reefer defense and does. He gains the zone. He's on the near side circle. Tries a shot. That misses everything and wraps around the boards and will come right back out of the zone. Easy for me to say. Chased down by the elderly. Back over to his son, who falls down, and now it's going to be Roberto who gathers in a loose puck. Short-handed. Roberto makes a shot. Halston makes that save. There is no whistle yet. Now we get the whistle.
That was kind of odd.
Well, Halston was waiting for the whistle, but there were no Reefers around to warrant a whistle, and if I'm the Stampede, I want play to keep going.
Yeah, the clock is now the enemy of the Stampede. They need to get that puck up ice.
Deep in the Stampede zone, Strathman back to Jake Lee, who wraps it around the boards. McCarthy will gather it in for the team in teal, but it's kept in at the point by Stageman, who battles and still has the puck, but McCarthy will come away with it. Loose in the neutral zone, McCarthy tries to get around Pfeiffer. Gains the zone, top of the faceoff circle, sends one in on net, that goes wide. Jake Lee will gather it in on the near side boards near the corner. Lee goes around the net, he's bothered by Stageman. Stageman's able to boot that puck away. It comes out to the point. Shot attempt by Zach Lee. Unable to find the mark, kept in by Zach Lee from the top of the, near the blue line. Sends a shot in, it goes wide. James Chung will chase it down on the far side. Looking to make a centering pass, but that hits bodies in front. Veldy's out of the box. He now has the puck over on the far side, loses control. Reefers are offside. They're still offside. And we get a whistle with 4:46 remaining. Good penalty kill by the Reefers.
Very good. And I would say they probably had the better scoring chances of the two teams. And Stampede really have to bring it now, John. 4.5 minutes to go, still down by 2 goals. Reefers are showing no signs of letting up. So the Stampede have to put something on net and hope to get one soon.
Yeah, it's desperation time, that's for sure. We have to see as the clock ticks down, as 4:23 remaining, we have to keep our eye on Halston to see when she comes out of the net. Face off to the left of Higgins. One back again by the Reefers. That's going to be Mertz around his net. He's going to hit Meyer. Meyer sends a cross-ice pass. It misses Erickson, but Erickson gathers it in the neutral zone and gains the line. Broken up by Schlitzer. Meyer gathers in that loose puck. He and Schlitzer battle on the far side. It's going to be Mertz behind the net. Over to Erickson. Erickson with 2 goals today for the Reefers. Tries to get it out to his defenseman at the point. Broken up by Schlitzer. Schlitzer out to Coleman. And the Reefers have to regroup as it goes out of the zone. Meyer dumps it in for the Reefers. Schlitzer will gather it in behind his own net and look to get it out. He gets it up to Coleman at the blue line. Coleman can't handle that. Tim Young will gather it in, looking for Meyer. And now it's Mather for the Stampede. Back to Stein. 3:24 remaining. Stein over to Schlitzer. He gets it up out of the zone. Stageman and Young, the 2 defensemen for the Reefers, kind of playing like a prevent defense there, Matt. They were already back in the zone. Now we're going to get an offside call. Stein didn't see that Coleman hadn't come out of the zone yet. With 3 minutes remaining in the third, it's 3-1, the Stampede, desperation time.
Yeah, and the Reefers, as you alluded to, John, they're just going to be content with just chipping the puck down deep. They really don't have to pursue it. They got that 2-goal lead, under 3 minutes to go now. And all they need to do is play good positional hockey. They probably feel they have this one.
On the near side boards, it's Travis Boyd with the puck. 2:36 remaining. It's a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Sends a puck in on Halston. She'll steer it away into the near side corner. Boyd has it. Not getting a lot of pressure. Passes it behind the net. Gets it over to Tom Mertz. Mertz battling with Schlitzer. Schlitzer, who's had a real good day for the Stampede, seems to be everywhere. He's just unable to get a grasp of the puck right there. Mather will gather it in. His pass attempt comes out. It's Boyd who gets it to Erickson, who completes the hat trick. A great pass by Travis Boyd, a backhander. Erickson was all alone in the high slot, and he had all day to put that into the net, and he does. The hats rain down on the ice, Matt, as Erickson has put his team up by 3 with under 2 minutes to go. The natural hat trick, 3 goals in a row by him.
There you go. That's the dagger right there. And I don't think the Stampede have enough to come back on this one. I know they don't have much time.
Clock keeps ticking. It's going to be DeSales gaining the zone. They're looking to make something happen. He instead of shooting, he elects to pass it, tries to get it to Allen. Allen to Higday. That's broken up by the Reefers. Young behind the net. Tries to get around DeSales. See, now the smart play is to pass that up to your winger instead of trying to get it out of the zone yourself. It's going to be DeSales who tries to get a shot off. It never comes in on net. Matt Veldy behind his own net. 1:13 remaining. The Reefers captain tries to get it up. It does come out. Austin Taylor will give chase. Strathman will get there first to DeSales. Battling with Veldy. DeSales makes a move, gains the zone, comes in. There's a pass and a shot and a score. Allen makes a goal, And it's now 4-2 Stampede. Or I beg your pardon, 4-2 Reefers. The Stampede have been looking for this all day, and finally they get another one past Higgins after the opening minute of the game to make this a 2-goal game. And more importantly, Matt, the clock stops now.
The clock stops because we're within a 2-goal margin, and DeCellis is such a great playmaker. And that time, pass was perfect, and Allen finished it.
Coming into the zone once again is DeCellis. He loses it. It's going to come to Tim Young with an empty net, staring him in the face, off to the side. His attempt goes behind the net. Stampede looking to come the other way with 40 seconds remaining. Gets it up to Allen. Allen can't handle it. It's in the skates of Stageman, but he will get it up to Harris. Stein battles with Harris. Harris gathers in this empty puck. Halston is back in the net now. What happened there? Oh, you got to communicate, especially in these dying seconds. 19 seconds left. It's going to be Higday. Broken up by Stageman nicely. The Reefers have it in the zone once again. Stageman coming in, broken up by Stein. 9 seconds left. That's going to do it for the season for the Stampede. They still get to play in the consolation games going from here on out. But again, you hear the buzzer. The Reefers come out on top. 4-2 is the final score. The number 1 seed keeps going. And the number 8 seed, Stampede, are sent packing. A fine effort for 2 weeks by the Stampede, but the Reefers just a little too much for them today.
Reefers were too much. They had a little bit of rust early. Hard to believe the Stampede had the lead in this game, John. They scored first, but they couldn't hold that lead, and the Reefers just kept coming. It was a very well-played game. And I know the Stampede would never use this as an excuse, but I got to believe they really missed Dylan Young today. His speed would have made a big difference.
That's a good point.
And they just didn't have it today. But they put up forth a valiant effort. They got nothing to apologize for. They had a great season. Hats off to the Stampede.
Scoring got started early in the first period. Zach Lee scored within the first minute to put the Stampede up 1-0 with an assist from Eric Chabak. And then Tim Young scored late in the period to tie the game for the Reefers. And then it was the Torrin Erickson show with 1 goal in the second and then 2 goals in the third to complete the hat trick. Erickson put the game out of reach for the Reefers. Andy Allen added a goal late for the Stampede to bring them back to within 4-2, but it was too little too late, and the Reefers are moving on to the next round. Your thoughts on this one, Commissioner?
Well, again, well-played game. I like the speed. I love the speed. Lots of up and down pace to it. Good defense, good goaltending. I'm sure Sam Halston would like to have a couple of those back, but those were good shots. Torrin Erickson led the team in scoring for a reason. I mean, he has a great shot. She has nothing to be ashamed of. Very well-played game, and we now have 1 reservation for the semifinals. It belongs to the Reefers.
And coming up next on D-League Radio and D-League Radio TV, it is the 2 o'clock game between the Jesters at the number 7 seed against the number 2 seeded Slashers. And again, I'm going to ask for your opinion on this upcoming game.
Well, the Jesters have the speed and the skill to keep up with the Slashers, but they better be ready from the second that puck is dropped, because the Slashers like to start fast and keep going. And they've got all kinds of firepower, John. So I'm not going to say it's a toss-up. I do favor the Slashers in this one, but the Jesters can compete with them if they start right away.
This would be our game of the week if we were doing such. But this is the playoffs. They're all the game of the week this week. At 3:15, the Knights will be playing the Smart Aces and the Tall Boys and Vicious Squirrels at 4:30. Coming up is Patrick McFarland and the coach Jeff Mao to call the next game between the Jesters and Slashers. But for now, thanks to Rich Harms, our executive producer and cameraman extraordinaire, this is Matt Whips to my right. I'm John Reichert, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for listening to D-League Radio.